Ekabo, welcome everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Isoro Orun with your host Oluwo Ogunbayo, who is our Babalawo and is founder of Ile Isin Abalayanifa Cultural Training Institute. Good evening, Aboru Aboye, sir.
Agbo ato aboye body say asure iwo fun.
I said good evening, sir. Could you please give us your greeting and your prayer so we can get started?
Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ o, gbogbo olórìṣà pátápátá, gbogbo babaláwo àṣẹ àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè. Mojúbà o lónìí o, ìbà akọ́dá ìbà ṣẹ̀dá, ìbà àtiwáyé ọjọ́ ìbà àti wo òrùn bá alájà ohun tó gbóró ìbà àràbà ló tù fẹ̀. Ìbà àràbà pàtàkì tí ń bẹ lálàdí ọ̀run. Ìgbà arúmọlẹ̀, mojúbà o àjùkọ̀ tó ń gbá mọ́lẹ̀ àjùkọ̀ sí ń bẹ. Ìsà mẹ́rìndínlógún tí ń tilé olúfẹ́ bọ̀. Ọ̀kànlénírínwó mọ́lẹ̀ títù di ọ̀run bọ̀ wá sóde ìsáláyé èmi akápọ̀ ògùn bá ọjúbà lónìí kó má sàṣẹ o. Bá bàbá bá yèyé ìbò olúwo ìbò jùgbọ̀n ní ojúgbọ̀nà ojúbà lónìí o. I greet everybody that is listening to the show tonight. Thank you for your support and then thank you for hanging in there with Oluwo Ogunbayo and his Ile Abalayanifa Cultural Training Institute.
Ifa Oluparun, Ase.
Ifa Oluparun. You know, one person cannot be we. So by you guys listening to the show, we are all, doing something for ourselves and for our futures. So thank you. I greet you all. And then tonight in, radio show is, we call it Isoro Orun. Isoro Orun. And then we dedicate it to all our ancestors, our ancestor from home, our ancestor that was here, that was from here during the slavery, and the people that make it to United States and those people that doesn't even make it. Even though we've been trying to play these, the intro of the CD for you guys, but we've been trying our best. Maybe by next time, though, it will be possible to do so.
Benny.
So, dedicated to all our ancestors. And then, not everybody that passed, only they dedicate things for. And we do dedicate to tonight's show to all our next generation, to all our children that is growing up, so they can learn better than us. They can know things better than us, So they can uplift all our things that we left behind. They can take care of good better than the way we're doing it right now. We also doing our best to survive in the United States. So that's the reason and the purpose of tonight's show, about Isoro Orun. And then we have a CD out there. Okay, yeah. We have a CD out there.
Benny Oluwo. Yes, we have a CD available.
My senior priest has something to say too.
Benny, epaleo, sir. Epaleo, for all of those who are listening, means excuse me. It is the way that we ask permission to speak. Oluwo, we do have a CD called Isoro Orun, Oriki for the Orisa, Volume 1. Isoro Orun is available, and it's an interesting story. We're going to ask you, Oluwo, what Isoro Orun means and how you came to title the CD that. So first, about the CD, the story, it's an interesting journey for the CD. Everything that Oluwo does, he does with the permission of Ifa, by permission of Ifa. And when we first released the CD, Ifa priced us and told us the price for the CD was $40. So we priced the CD for $40, and we say thank you to everyone who is supporting the CD. But we received word that the CD was being copied on a mass level. And so Oluwo very graciously dropped the price to $20. The CD is now $20. And he also has a word to go along with the price reduction. So Oluwo, if you would please give the word that you have given to us about the CD, please.
The word that I have for the CD, we put it on the website. Due to the information we've been hearing from people, that people make a copy, they make copy up and down. and then the word that I give is like I try my best to bring the price down into $20 now. And then whoever go behind and make a copy again, is like they're making a copy of their issue, making a copy of their problems. Because this CD does feed a lot of mouth back home. I'm not, whatever income that come from this CD, it serve a lot of purpose back home. I don't do this for myself. And then I'm not doing it, for show up. I'm doing it to help my brother and sister. And then that, what they can do to support me and support all our ancestors, to support people from home, back home, is to buy this CD. Because the information on this CD is worth more than $4,000.
Benny.
We have a couple of priests and priestesses out there. They've been spending their life at least 10 years, 5 years. They don't even know how to do Ijuba. They don't know how to praise their Orisa. Now we put this together with a lot of requirements that we have from my brother and sister out there. We put it together. And then we call it is $40. And then some other people still copying it. Why they copying that kind of valuable things that each individual should have their own hard copies so they can be proof to their children. They can be one of the honor someone. They can be one of the we do it together. Even though I'm the one who get to the studio and work on this CD, Yaumita, and a couple of my supporters from the Ilesi, Bala Inifa, whoever bought, purchased this CD too, is one of our, helpers. Is one of our people that we do it together. Do it is different. Listen to it. Get it in the proper way of getting it is another thing. So, let us just be good to each other because like only Yodu Ifa says that they kill someone in the Ifa or Dali someone. Let's say about Orisa. And if you ban your leg, that on Buburu Ama, you want to see Ajabu. No one has got the Gagara John sorry. That's the issue about this. When people do things behind someone badly, another strongly bad thing, terrible thing will happen to that kind of person. Double than what it is. But this is just, we got a lot of book out there, but how can you put this in kind of term of book? I know people make a couple of copy on books, but this is CD that you can listen to. You get intonation right. You get the oriki right. A lot of people been using the Turuko Meji now. Calling me, they like it, they use it. It's good to use, especially before your beginning of your spiritual ritual work, So it's by time that I will give my brother and sister out there, please try your best to get your copy now. The price is $20, and then whoever make a copy of it again, they making a copy of their problems. All the people that send me here will be so.
I said, Oluwo, we also have, thank you for that, Adupe. So I also want to tell everyone that the CD is very special because Oluwo recorded the CD in the shrine, and it was such a beautiful experience to be a part of the recording because anything that Oluwo does, the shrines are present. He invokes the shrine, so it is beautiful, and it also has a line-by-line translation of this line-by-line translation of the CD. It is really, really beautiful, and it also leads us to another special offering this evening. The 16th caller will be able to purchase the CD for $9.99. So we are offering that for all of you who are supporting us and listening. Please feel free to call in, and the 16th caller will be able to purchase the CD online for $9.99. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. And Oluwo, it's a very interesting phenomenon because it goes into the show this evening, which is about protocols and behavior. We know that we are Africans by blood, and you are here to talk to us about what it means to be African by culture, how we behave, the qualities that we need to be able to study well, to learn well, and to be able to have the Irumole pleased with us. And so part of the phenomena of copying the CD is part of how things are in this country, not willing to be patient or show the value of a thing. In this culture, in America, we are usually responsible for ourselves. But at home, it is the African way to be responsible for others. Could you please speak on that? And also, please tell everyone what Isoro Orun means, please.
The first one you say I should speak on, can you repeat that? I do get the Isoro Orun, the meaning of it.
Yes, please give us the meaning of Isoro Orun, sir.
The meaning of Isoro Orun, the CD here is like Isoro Orun is like is what is the Odu that really fits us in the United States, because we've been looking for what is titled that can we give to these CDs, and then we pop up with to use this Oturuko Meji, Odu Oturuko Meji talk about Isoro Orun, and then that's the most perfect word for us. That's the most perfect Odu that we're supposed to be using and cherish, in the United States. Even though to all my black, brown, American, black American, or anybody that is in the religion of Ifa and Orisa, any color, black, white, we should be cherishing this old Ifa of Oturuko Meji, because if you talk about us too much in the United States, Oturuko Meji talk about a young child that doesn't have all his parents passed in the young age, and then he has all the power, he has all the gadgets, but he doesn't know how to use none of it, because he's not grown enough to be showing what to do. He's not grown enough to handle all the energy from the shrine that his parents left before they passed. His father is dead, his mother, they died in young age, So, I mean, that's really talking about us in the United States, that, and then here Ifa comes to put someone in line, just to give it to us the way we really been praying for to have it. Isoro Orun talk about someone that doesn't have a teacher, someone that have a lot of power that doesn't know how to use it. Or someone that misuse what he has, and someone that's supposed to humble himself, whatever they do in life. That's Isoro Orun talk about. We should humble ourselves too. We shouldn't say what we don't. We shouldn't say what we don't know, that we know it. We don't know something, we should say we don't know. Your group maybe talk about truth, to be true to each other, to be true to ourselves, to be true to our children, to be true to our shrine. Group maybe talk about that. If I talk in the group maybe humble yourself and I will uplift to you. That's what you talk about, and they're really talking to us. Well, that's why I use the audio.
Adupa, Isoro Orun, you tell us, actually, Isoro Orun actually means the heavenly priest and priest. Is that true? Isoro Orun, you say actually means, you teach us that it means, the translation is that it means the heavenly priests and priestesses. Is that true? The priests and priestesses in heaven.
Isoro Orun is heavenly priest and priestess. And then, seeking advice from them to come and guide us how to use our energy. How can I do this to be right? They can take control of what we've been doing that is now good into a good way. If they can, help us on our strengths that we've been wondering about. How am I going to get to speak Yoruba well? How am I going to approach my strength? All these things. That's what Isoro Orun is, heavenly priest and priestess.
Adupa. So if we know that the ancestors, the heavenly priests and priestess Isoro Orun are watching us, how do we know if they are pleased or if they are not pleased with how we're doing?
The way we should know, we do, there's a way that people will know that. The way people know it is, we have a lot of people out there now. And then people always find out this is not good, that is not good. So if one of the child of the ancestor is talking about that is not good, and then we have a group of people talking about that is not good, that is not tradition, that means they've been watching us, and then whatever we're doing, we should change the style. So we can have all learning in the right way, because one step, if it's good step, is bigger than 25 steps. It's far less than 25 steps if you take a one step that is wrong and good and right. It's bigger than some people that have been, a lot of people don't want to change it. So that's what defined for a couple of people. They left what they already have something, but they still looking for something. That's how I let you know. Because a couple of people, the way they do the practicing of Ifa, and then they go and say, that won't have Orisha. Why things is not changed for him yet? Why this is this? Why that is that? Because you don't follow your footstep of your ancestor well, even though you have Orisha.
I said, sir, anyone who knows you and has studied or trained with you knows of your love and your dedication to the Irumale and the tradition. The name of the Cultural Training Institute is Ile Isin Abala Yanifa. Could you please tell us what Abala Yanifa means?
Odupel is Ifa himself that bring that word and that name.
Yes,
to Oluwo Gumbayo. Ile Isin Abala Yanifa. Ile Isin means house of worship. Ile, house of worship. Abala Yanifa, that talk about beginning and the end of when our ancestors still living, among Orisha. It's giving us that we met Ifa in Iliaye. Nobody can tell, when I was here, nobody have a story or pataki, like my brother and sister in Lukumi always say pataki, or history or story about Ifa, I was met Ifa before, I know when the Ifa is here. And then I know how they call that religion. No, it's something that's been there for human beings, And then the way it's been done before human beings. That word is Abala Ifa. We made Ifa in Iliaye. And we stay forever. If Iliaye is still Iliaye, if the word is the word, the planet is the planet, Ifa will still be Ifa.
I said, Abala Ifa means the way that things were done before human beings came. So, sir, because you have such a love of this, we know that the mission is to give good information about the way that the Irumule, the way that the ancestors intended us to live and behave and honor them. You always talk about protocols and behavior. Could you talk to us a little bit about Ifa protocols, the way that we greet one another? Why is greeting important? And what is a greeting?
Greeting is important, even though this is a nice question, because I do know someone online now know that he asks about what is Aboru Aboye. What is the meaning of Aboru Aboye? Or how do I greet Olorisha? Like Oyemoja, like Osun, like Onishogo, Olosala, Olokun priest or priestess. How do I greet them? Olobaluaye, all the Orisha, Ologun. How do I greet those people? And then what is the meaning? Why do we greet people? Aboru Aboye in Yoruba means a lot. If I break it down, it might take the whole show today. But it means a lot. So, but Aboru Boye is a good greeting to Babalawo. Even though to Omuawu, it will just have a way of responding to Omuawu. It will be a way of responding to Akwetebi. It will be a way to respond to Awu Ifa that is not Babalawo. There's a different answer. But this is American. Everybody know the Aboru Aboye. Aboye, Abozise. That's what it is. So Aboru Boye in a way of is like a wishing to the Babalawo, like a greeting to wish to Babalawo. Whatever you do, it will be well. That's one part. Another one that is like Aboru Aboye means that immediately you enter Babalawo house and then you do the greeting. Aboru Aboye. Whatever bad thing that has been following you before you get there, they will back off.
Okay.
They will back up from you. Because like Oduifa and Ejo, we talk like whoever see Aboru Boye, they should live forever. They should live a long life. So Aboru Aboye is like a prayer when you say to Awu, or Babalawo, or to Omuawu, or to Yanifa, or to Akwetebi Ayo Rumila. When you see Aboruboye, you praying for yourself, also praying to the Oluwo, and then you scaring all the Ajugun around you.
I said, Adipa.
And there's more, but I will say something about that just like that for now.
I said, in this culture, most of the protocols that we carried or brought with us from home, they still traditionally have lived in the South. People who live in America know that in the South, it is a gentler way that we're used to greeting one another, that we speak to our elders, we speak to our children still, even though it's changing, still when you go to home to the South, people will greet each other on the street, people will say hi, and we are losing that sense of protocol in the North. Even though we are not greeting Orisa, can you talk to us about why we should greet each other and speak to each other when we see one another?
It's good to greet each other. It's so big, in life to greet each other, because there's one father talk that your friend is your Orisa. There's one father talk about it. Your mom, your father, they are Orisa to you, in kind of way. If we say we should break that down too also. So, but the way we're supposed to greet ourselves is because they say, the way we blow into sax, that's how it's going to make the sound.
That's it.
See how you blow into the sax or into the trumpet, that's how it's going to make the sound out.
I said.
Hello?
I'm here.
So, what? Huh?
We're here. We're listening.
Is someone trying to call in?
Hello?
I said, is someone trying to call in?
I don't see it.
Epaleo, this is Omi Lola. I am here, but I was just, I'm here for technical, but Abaru Aboye. I'm sorry, guys. Epaleo, I was just here, letting you know I was here. I'm here in a technical sense, but I am definitely listening and learning. Okay. Love you both.
Okay.
So yeah.
Sir.
Greeting in greeting each other is good, and then is important. That's how we get close to each other. That's how we know. Because, when you greet someone one day in your street, that guy might be thinking about nobody seeing him. He might be thinking about his life. He might be thinking about how am I going to, make it through the day. And then someone from the neighborhood just say, hey, Epeleo, how's everybody doing? How's family? That can really relieve as a relief for him. It's going to be like, wow, I see someone like, hey, so that guy just say hi to me. Wow. That's going to break the stress on that kind of, the human being. Like a greeting is a show of love, is a show of caring. We should care about ourselves, about each other. But American way of life here is like me, just me, But back home, we don't live a life of me. We live a life of ourselves, all of us. That's what make me talk about the CD, how many mouths the CD is feeding back home. We live a life of family. We don't live a life of, you grow up now, go look for your job. You're 18 years old, they kick the brother out, they kick the girls out. Go look for your job. You don't look for your job. You got to pay for grocery. You got to pay for, But there's a way they training us as a Yoruba, and then that's the same way that I want us to, do our Orisa, behave ourselves. So our new generation that is coming can benefit from that. Greeting is so important. If I even talk about it too, early in the morning, you should greet your neighbors. You should greet your family. You should call all your friends and say, Karo, Epele, and all that kind of stuff. Help. So you will know the condition that your family and your neighbor is. Imagine someone get like emergency. Let's say, you don't have no phone in the house, and there is your neighbor that you're always chatting. If you don't see your neighbor 2-3 days, you should knock on their door. How you doing, guys? I haven't seen you for a while. What's going on? you know. So greeting is like an invitation of friendship, of family, of caring. There's a way of breaking it down in many, many ways. So we should learn how to be friends to ourselves. Because one greeting that say, as children, as everything, when you greet someone one day like that, he might be thinking about his life, thinking that it's end for him, like he can't even make it in life. But immediately you invite him on that kind of greeting, he will say, okay, this lady or this guy see me that, that can really, really break out the stress on someone. You go to your work, you have enemy, you have frenemy, they don't like you, but you still go there. How you doing, guys? How's your weekend? Oh, wow, I hope to see you here. It's nice seeing you again. Just talk with them. They will give up one day like this lady or this guy, you don't even give up, So that's way of greeting. Greeting is important.
Well, we are.
If you greet someone, you don't know what that person can do for you in your life. You might need that person's help in any kind of form. Let's say you don't even talk to them at all. They might find you a nice something perfect that you don't know. They might say, you know what, you want to come to my job? What kind of job you do, bro? I do this. I have a best position now. But if you don't reach out to greet and communicate with people and chat with them, so that is worrying all our children right now too. Because they don't pass it on the way it used to be before to them.
So to be African, we really have to remember our home training and to teach it to our children is what I hear you saying, to remember that. Is that correct? And sir, in this country, there is a real emphasis on education, getting your education, going to school, getting degrees. And many of the Africans here are finding the tradition from school, from study, from books. We are, so hungry to know our history and to know who we are that we are coming to it by any means necessary. And so there are a lot of books. That's how most of us are introduced to the tradition, by reading and by studying. And studying is such a big part. That is how we are taught to learn. And I remember at home, and you talk about this all the time, the learning is different, that we don't depend on books. And so now most of us have years of study, the word studying Ifa, but you always talk to us about what it means to train in Ifa. Could you please talk to us about the difference between studying and the importance of training? What is the difference, please?
Study is different. Study to know. Some people have study to know. People have to train to be. So this question you ask is a beautiful question due to a lot of people. Study is good, and study is the beginning of introduction to any religion or any culture. You're going to study for a while to get to know, so and then you train it. So study is good for whoever comes to Widafa. They have to study and know more about how do I go and read Awifa. How do I, some people think study here is hello?
I'm here, sir.
Okay, some people think studying here make them to be Awifa or make them to be Babalusa or Yalusa. No, training is most important. So if you study to know. Training is what makes you a priest or priestess or Mwawu or Awifa or Babalurisha. But a lot of people have initiation, they just have a bunch of books and they've been studying on the book and they claim that they know everything. No, you haven't do the practical. You just know the theory. Even though if you know the theory, book does not have everything. So training back home, the way they train back home is like school now. Don't train everything. You go to school. All our children, they don't teach them anything. Homework, social studies, all these, science, element, all these things they teach them. It's not like way of behave. It's not way of like how to care for yourself. We don't want to left all our children behind. We need to give time for them. No matter how we work so hard, let's give time for them. And then don't start hatred in the children at this age. Let them live their life and control. Guide them through way of life. So studying is different from training.
I heard you say something.
Huh?
I heard you say something beautiful a minute ago. You said that studying is to know and training is to be. And that is a really beautiful way to look at the difference, because many of us, we send our children to school and we expect them to study, but it's only in the training, I hear you saying it's only in the training that they learn how to behave. So the training you're saying is important. And just like even if you're studying to be a doctor, you'll study for years, but then you have to actually do your internship and actually go practice. So it's the same concept, yes?
Ben.
And, sir, can you talk to us about training to serve the Orisa? What does that include? What does training include?
The training really includes to serve Orisa. We're working on training institute, at my cultural training institute, we're really working, and then I need all the support of my brother and sister out there to pray for this temple. Because what we are bringing to all my brother and sister out there, a lot of people try their best. I don't put nobody on the side. We have a lot of people, elders out there, American elders, back home elders that travel to come here. They try their best to bring something to you guys. But, I need everybody prayer and support. No matter what you know, how to know to pray. I pray for Inez in Abala Univa and Cultural Training Institute. Pray for Oluwo Gumbayo, because what we are bringing is not a joke. We're working on to have maybe 2 years or a year. It depends, because we have a lot of people. They go to school for bachelor degree. They go to school for master. It's not right the way that you get your degree that you're going to be making money. And then why we going to learn Orisa by the book, and then we want to make it to be a job, to be a priest and priestess. When you see a couple of deacons in the church, couple of, all these priests, bishops, they study. They go to Bible study school, college, before they can earn that position. And a couple of them are not choosing one because they have their degree and they know way of talking. They put them there to do it. So why can we give like a year or something or 6 months now? Later on, I go work again and give another 6 months. Look, my brother in white. When they want to study, they go home because I call them my brothers too. I don't discriminate in Nation Abala Univa. I don't discriminate about black or white. They will go home and take their time and study well, and they're going to be coming here writing you guys a book, my brother and sister, and then we're still going to buy the book. They're going to make a CD out, they're going to make an audio tape, and then you guys going to see buying it, telling you your own history. Because they take their time to go learn it well. So, that's the way, you're supposed to train well before you call yourself something. So we have a lot of time to give to the education. If Orisa is education that money can buy, at least if people have at least focus a year training, and then you're still going to continue to train it. That doesn't say, okay, now I'm everything, Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
Oh.
So I would like everyone to know also, too, if you're interested, please contact us at the website, which is www.abalayenifa.org, ABALAYENIFA, abalayenifa.org, or you can connect with Oluwo by visiting his MySpace page at www.myspace.com/abalayenifa, ABALAYENIFA. And you are welcome to leave your information and to ask any questions or make any suggestions. And also, too, we would really appreciate if you feel to do so, please call in. The 16th caller will have the opportunity to purchase the CD for $9.99. And also, you can register and leave your comments or your suggestions for the show. So we do appreciate your support. And that lends something else. In Ile Isinabalanifa, you talked to us about prayer. And it's interesting, Baba, because so many people will call you, and people will call me also, really needing help, really with a concern that there's been no help. And I was guilty of this as well. I waited for 9 or 10 years, and I made a big deal out of the fact that I waited for you for 9 or 10 years. I couldn't find anyone to help me. But I realized after I trained with you that I wasn't even doing the basics. I was not even praying every morning. I was not greeting my Ori every morning. And there are people with shrines who really want help. But when we start to investigate, they're not tending to their shrines every morning. So there's a lack of consistency that we are developing in the culture because we're so rushed to know that we're not even doing the things that we can. Could you talk to us about prayer? And for those people who don't have ELAs near them or they're far away, can you talk to them about what they can do to strengthen their own connection to their ancestors?
One thing I would tell my brother and sister now in the Orisa community, because whoever that is interested, whether you have Orisa or you don't, whether you have Ifa or you don't, but you're interested to know. It's like you go to see what is in the pot. And then you see what is in the pot. It's good now to follow the protocol because you already linked, your ancestor already too close to see it. It's like if you don't know, no problem. But if now you know, you have to stick by the law of Ifa and the law of Orisa. Because they're going to be bringing a couple of things towards you because you know now. But what I would say is like, do your prayer very well in the morning. You will hold your Ori, you greet your Ori. You do a good prayer to thank him. Anyhow you know how to do a prayer. Pray to Olodumare. Pray to all your ancestors. Pray for yourself, your children, your family, your whoever, your beloved someone around you. And then when they tell you, your Orisa is Yemoja, is Olokun, is Obatala, don't start putting things together if you don't know what it is. But when you connect to your Ori, because whoever don't know yet that doesn't have Orisa yet, your Ori is the one that will be the one to choose for you. So you have to connect to your Orisa. That's the only Orisa that follow us from heaven to come to Ileaye. Abaniwaye, that is the name of Ori. So that's how you connect little by little, and then you keep on holding that Ori. Please, let me walk my way. See who's going to be helping me well. How am I going to know more about this? Just don't hide anything to your Ori shrine, to Olodumare. Ask the direct question, and they will answer your prayer.
Okay.
Epileo, both you guys, you have a caller? Hello?
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to...
Excuse me, the proper greeting for Oluwo before you begin your question is Aboru, Aboye, and then please give your name if you're comfortable.
Aboru, Aboye, am I on? I wasn't sure if I was on. Aboru, Aboye, Baba. Oh, Mio Iyas, how are you tonight?
Oh, Aboru, Boye, sir.
All right. I have a question for you. And I was just listening to the show regarding protocol. And I have a question. My question is, when you see a Babala, I see people, they bow to the Babalaos. They say, Abaru, Abaye, and they bow and they kneel to the ground. What is the significance behind bowing? Why do they bow to the Babalaos? Is there any special benefit or meaning or protocol regarding bowing to the Babalao?
There's a different way that I see it here. We have bow, and then we have someone that flags to the floor.
Benny.
Which one are you talking about? Is it the people that bow, gently bow, Or you want that flat on the floor and go to the right, go to
the one that the one that bows to the Babalawo. Like when someone sees a Babalawo, my understanding is that you're supposed to properly greet them by bowing to the ground. You kneel to the ground and to give respect. And other people looking on, they don't understand what is the spiritual significance behind why you do bow. And from your knowledge and wisdom, can you give an explanation as to why it's important to maintain the protocol behind bowing to the Babalawo?
The important bowing to Babalawo is like here in America we have a lot of awifao. I'm not trying to put nobody's down.
Ben.
We have a lot of awifa or omoawu, but they call themselves Babalawo. Okay, do you understand?
Ben,
we have a lot of awifa. We have a lot of omoawu. We have a lot of Babaunifa that is not even awifa. Someone that don't even know when it will be falling to right, or if he fall into left, or if he fold up, or if he open one eye, one down. Some people don't know all that, but they call themselves Babalawo. But to all my brother and sister out there, whether you know or you don't know, if you greet them properly, you're not greeting them, you're greeting Orunmila Barabonirigun, you're greeting Ifa. But who deserves to be greeted like that is someone that knows what he's doing, that know he has his own part. But whether you see Awifa, if they say Babalawo, please greet them properly. Whether you know they know what they're doing or you don't know what they're doing. Because you're not greeting them, you're greeting the Orunmila, you're greeting Ifa through them. You know, it's like a blessing and a prayer too when you greet Babalawo in proper way. You know?
Benny, sir. And also, if I may also add, sir, would that also apply towards when you go to a Babalawo's house and you see his shrine? It's important to bow down before Ifa to give respect because these blessings that one receives from bowing down.
Benny, there's a blessing. And then in my Ile, I see Abala Ifa before my children greet me in the morning, they will greet shrine first. If my Omo come into my shrine, they have to greet the shrine first before they greet me. You know? So because I know is the elder, is the one that, you know, all the Rumole, they are the senior. You know.
Benny, sir. Benny. And my next question, if I may ask another question, Baba, is when you're paying homage to the Isoro Orun, if you chant the chant on your CD, does that reinforce the Isoro Orun, the heavenly priests and priestess to come closer towards you? Like if you're doing a prayer or if you're giving an offering to them, and if you didn't know what you were doing, by just chanting or reciting that prayer that you have on your CD, does that enhance them to come closer to you to assist you?
Benny, because you already surrender, you already, you know, tell the truth. I don't know. Please help me.
Benny.
And then this is not work for whoever copied the CD. It only work for whoever paid for the CD. Okay. By the name of Olodumare. So immediately you see the Oturupo Meji, you already surrender to Isoro Orun. That please come here now and help me. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. Please support me and help me.
Okay.
Yes.
That was a beautiful question. And Oluwa, I have a question behind that. Sometimes we are taught, and I remember years ago when I was attempting to learn about Ifa Orisa, that we were told not to recite Odu. There were a lot of arguments about who could recite Odu, and we know that it is very powerful. Could you give some of us who are studying who don't have the assistance, can you tell us what the protocols are when we look at the books and see the Odu? Is it safe for us to recite Odu to the best of our ability? Could you give us some guidance on that, please?
Thank you. If you yell Orisha, you can chant Odu. If you already initiate Orisha, or you hand off Orisha, and then you're in the training to know, you can do if you already have hand off. But whoever don't have the Orisha yet, they don't have hand off Ifa, it's not safe for them to chant to reverse the Odu.
Okay.
If you don't have your Orisha, which you or you don't have, you're not in the full step. You're not in the processing of getting your Orisha. Like you already have the hand of Orisha. or you have hand of Ifa, hand of Oshun, hand of Yemoja, hand of Orosala, a mark of Orishala. That already puts you in the forward way of like a year one. Like, I'm still going to put it in year two because the Orisha has been blessing me now, and then I have my focus of initiation. I have my focus of training more. Okay. And then if you don't have that, you cannot chant the Odu, you can't chant the Oturukomeji if you know you don't have no shrine at all. Because by you having a shrine, like maybe, let's say, hand of Ifa, hand of Orishala, or Yemoja, or Olokun, or Ogun, that you have, that already gives you an open door, a closer to them that you can call on them, a kind of gentle kind of way. But do not refer Odu that is not permitted to do from the Awu or Babalawu that do the books. If they're not permitted you to use it, if you use it, people can hurt themselves.
Last week you talked to us about setting up shrines, and you made a beautiful point saying that sometimes when we do that and we put things together that were actually, your word was bullying the Orisha, intimidating the Orisha, and you explained that meant that we could possibly be trying to force them to come to us. And so this is along the same line as that. Is that correct?
Ben, Baba Kuride, do I answer your question right?
Benny, sir, and I had one final question for you also, but I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to be rude and not have my question asked before ER, so I will wait, sir, respectfully.
No, well, please ask your question, sir.
Okay, Benny. My final question is regarding taboos. How important is taboos? Is there a relationship between taboos and protocols? Is protocols like taboos that if you don't follow them, you can put yourself in jeopardy with the Orisha?
If you already know, don't do it. And then let's say you do, maybe it's food or something not to do, and then you do it now purposely, they will let go. And then, they will let go. And then this reminds me of what I want to talk about on this show, I want to talk about, if you don't know, because it depends on what kind of taboo you have. If you have taboo for wealth, for Uriage, if you have taboo for health, it's different. If you have taboo for long life, if you have taboo for children, it's different. So if people have like 2-3 taboo, if it's spread into a couple of things in your life, and then if it's about children, if it's about health, it's about health or wealth. So the more you go to that thing, it's going to be blocking. It's like you dip it, you clean a part, and then before you know, you put it back again. You say you're tired. And then you go back and start, it's just like a taboo. Your ways, they already open, they gave you all the taboo. And then you go back there and sneak and get some of the taboo. It's like you're blocking the way again for the wealth. If someone has taboo about sickness or about health, if you go to that taboo, the sickness will come back again. It must stay a while before it goes. So there's a couple of different kind of taboo in our initiation, and then this want me to talk because we don't have too much time on the minute right now. But do I answer your question well?
Benny, sir, you did answer my question, Baba, and I thank you for answering my questions. Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. So, Yaomitayo, I'm taking this moment to talk about what I speak about this week, I think, because Baba asked about taboo or initiation or something like that. And then you can remind me about that again, like who can initiate or if anybody can initiate or what?
Benny, last week you discussed, and I always learn, so I say I do, but you said that it is good for everyone or anyone to have an initiation because it makes a mark on you. And can you talk to us, please, a little bit more about the importance of initiating? So many people talk about it as a form of priesthood, but could you talk to us a little bit more about who should initiate, why we should initiate, who can initiate?
Everybody can initiate if they want to initiate. Initiation it doesn't say this one should initiate, that one don't initiate. we can do important, because we don't have too much time to talk more about this, but, I will say a little bit about it maybe in the next show. I will continue on whatever we left over from. But initiation is like, that's when we know our taboo. Let me put it that way.
I said.
Initiation, huh?
I'm listening, sir.
Initiation is the one that gives us how to know our taboo in life, So if initiation can tell you how to know your taboo, some people have taboo. They don't have the children on time. Some people don't have good job. Some people don't have wealthy. Some people don't have no health. Some people don't have what it's supposed to have, But maybe you've been eating a couple of taboo that is blocking all this eating, and then there's no elbow you can do for that. But whoever go for initiation is like a rebirth that is being marked by Olodumare. So Ifa is the one that calls everybody. But if you want to initiate to Orisa, I like this Orisa. Is it my Orisa? Because some people like Orisa, initiate to them. And then they go to a couple of Awu that doesn't check well. They will say, you need that? Okay, how much you get? Bring your money. But we should do a thorough check to make sure this is the Orisa that is or are we really decided to come and guide him in this life. Okay. The purpose of initiation is for us to know our taboo, to know. That's why I say everybody is deserved to have initiation done. But not everybody that initiation is going to be a priest or priestess. That's the American kind of way of life. Immediately you initiate to Ifa, they call you Babalawo. No. Immediately you invite to Orisha, they say, Yalosa. Priest of this, priest of that. No. We got a lot of people living among a life of, way of life. Ifa, Orisha is way of life. Whether you initiate, if you're not a priest, that doesn't not counting you as one of the spiritual group of the Orisha or Ifa. So initiation is just to, invite and invite you into the community to be an Awu if you want to follow that route. It's not by force that you initiate to Ifa and you have to start and define. If Ifa by himself choose you to do, then he will choose you. But if you choose to do too, then you can do it. But it's not initiate to do. But if it's like in your family, they might have 20 kids. And then Orisha, Ifa, Ogun, they might just they might just take like maybe 5 kids out among those people. They're not going to bother the rest of them. They just pick from that family. Because they will be the ones to carry the lineage over again. And the rest of people in them, they might be going to church. Some of them might be going to mosque. Some of them might not go nowhere, but they will still be Orisha, but without initiation or without being a priest or priestess.
I said, you have given us so much information, sir. I have one question with that. When you receive one hand of the Orisha, is that an initiation?
It's not an initiation. That is not initiation at all. And that doesn't give you a chance to do anything you feel like doing.
Okay. And so the rituals are important. All of these, the ritual of having a divination, a dafa, the ritual of having your ibodi, this is a part of the culture. Doing the rituals, that is important. It's just studying alone or saying that I know that I'm, a child of Yemoja. Can you talk to us a little bit about the importance of the ritual? Just briefly.
The importance of ritual is like a way of life, like I say, It's good to check yourself to do your body on time, do your elbow on time, because they do pile up. It's like a fire detective. When you do the elbow, it's like someone send a fire detective in the computer, and then it's not just going to kill one virus. It will spread out and kill a couple of viruses, because some people come, my job, I have one guy is my enemy from job, my neighbor is this, they don't do good by me. I say, I don't know your neighbor, I don't know your job, co-worker or anything. Let's explain to Ifa. And then we do the Arubo, and then Ifa might be telling you another thing. Another thing means that another way of out, and then another way of making your life, best. And when you do that, okay.
I'm sorry, just quickly, sir, I wanted to say this, Epeleo. There are some people out there who want to practice Ifa without doing Ebo or without sacrificing animals or without the food. Can you practice Ifa Orisha without doing those basic rituals? Can you be a practitioner of Ifa Orisha if you don't believe in the Ebo, if you don't believe in sacrificing the animals or eating your Iyanle?
No, you might not eat your yam if you don't, but believe that you speaking will use the four legs. You have to believe that forces has to be there. If you don't believe all that, that means you're not a believer. You're not a Lorisha practitioner. Because individual birds, they have their own destiny, and then that's their destiny. The way Ifa tell us in the Zodu. Ifa, the way Olodumare tell us, they have destiny.
That's it.
If you say you don't want your Iyanle, another person will eat that Iyanle because it's just like you giving your ure to someone else.
That's it. Giving your ire to someone else. Could you please give us in these last few minutes a final thought or a final word about Ifa Orisha, Isoro Orun, our protocols, our behavior?
Epeleo.
Hello.
Hello, Epeleo. You have a caller?
Okay.
All right, but go ahead and answer the question. If you want, I can go ahead and let them in.
Let them take the caller first so that we can hear them.
Okay. All right. One moment. Okay. Hello, are you there, caller?
Abubuye, Aluwo. This is Nikki. How are y'all doing?
Fine.
I do have a question. I wanted to know, can you have more than one Orisha? Can you be initiated to more than one Orisha?
You can be initiated more than one Orisha.
You can be initiated to more than one Orisha.
You can be, but it will be a way to do it. You can be initiated to more than one Orisha.
Oh, okay.
Oluwo, please give your final word for everyone this evening, and we say thank you to everyone who was listening.
Yaniki, you can initiate to more than one Orisha, and then I give thanks to everybody that is listening to me right now. All people that will go back and listen, I give thanks to you all. Thank you for supporting. And the Ifa Orisha, Olodumare, our ancestors, they will open their beautiful eyes on us and protect us and show us the right way of living our life for ourselves and for our future. So that's the word for today. All the brother and sister out there, we have a little bit 2 minutes left. So I greet you in Yaomi Tayo. I know you have to go back to your show real quick. And then all the listeners today, I give thanks to you. Thank you for supporting Oluwo Gumbayo. And I thank all the people that will go behind and, listen to this show. So when you do so, please leave a good comment and then, add us as your favorite or, give us a couple of questions that you don't have a chance to ask. You might, draw us all in line. Whatever we don't talk about this week, next week we're going to make sure we talk about it. But, I give thanks to everybody. If I be wow, Urumale ugbe wow. No serio. Ani bowo lowo azinira rin fese si. Gbogbo ohun tá ń gbọ́ yìí, Olódùmarè ó jẹ́ ó lè wọ̀ wá nú. Everything that you're hearing from Oluwo Gumbayo, hear it with the spiritual ears, and digest it well. So it will be a medicine for you and for your soul. Ó dàbọ̀, ire.